Hello everyone. Who remembers the good old days when there were take-along and take-and-play Thomas engines? Today I'm going to be doing a discussion on a bunch of take-along and take-and-play Thomas items that I got in the mail recently. I have quite a few items to discuss in this video, so let's get started. So I recently made 3 purchases from eBay with take-along and take-and-play items. So one was a pretty small item, the other 2 were larger groups. One was a medium-sized group, I would say, and then the last one was the largest one. So let's start with the small item first. So the small item that we're going to be discussing first is the James and the Trouble with Trees scene. That's what I'm calling it. I think I had a different name or something, but I don't remember or know for sure. Back in the days of Take-Along, the company that made Take-Along made some small little toys to represent scenes from certain Thomas episodes. There was one for Thomas and the Special Letter, Percy Takes the Plunge, James and the Trouble with Trees, and then later on there was Gordon Takes a Tumble, Henry and the Elephant, I think Emily's Adventure from Season 8. There were some interesting toys, packs, that represented or helped recreate certain scenes from Thomas episodes. So the James and the Trouble with Trees pack was one of the first 3 that was made. The other 2 were Percy Takes the Plunge and Thomas and the Special Letter. So I always liked this James and the Trouble with Trees one. I always wanted it, but I was never able to get it. I have the Thomas and the Special Letter and Percy Takes the Plunge ones, but I never had the James and the Trouble with Trees. So I finally decided to buy one off of eBay recently, and I was lucky enough to find one that had the James featured along with the tenor and the track. Now, the DVD, the packs that were based on these episodes also included a special DVD that had the episode that it was based off of. But this didn't come with the DVD, but I don't care. And something else that was included in this pack was like a paintbrush or something. So like a paintbrush that was supposed to resemble the scene where James is being repainted. I'm going to scoot these trains back a bit so I can get a better look at this. So this James features an exclusive shut-eye expression like the one he has in the Season 8 episode James Gets a New Coat. However, James does not have this expression in James and the Trouble with Trees. So I don't know for sure, but I'm wondering if this was made, I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know if James Gets a New Coat was made around the time this pack was made, or if this expression was made long before that episode, the Season 8 episode, and they decide to make an expression based off of it. I don't know. But James has the shut-eye expression like he's going to crash into the tree or something. Oh, whoops. Sorry, James. His tenor is normal. Nothing special about it. And nothing special about the rest of James. Just the face. So on the tree here, it tips over onto the line. And the way it works is that, back here, there's a little lever, not really a lever, but like a little trigger or something. So you push on it and the tree tips over. And then you can easily reset it. The tree is just pretty easy to tip over though. Oh, even without using the trigger. And even when you're like holding the track by itself and lifting it, the tree will easily tip over, depending on the way you're holding it. So yeah, it's like very easy to fall over. So yeah, the tree can either fall on James, but it's not gonna do a good job of knocking him off the track unless you push on it. But it's mainly meant to fall on the track in front of James, although little kids would probably enjoy having the tree fall on James too. You may notice there are some holes in the track here. I know that these holes are used to have little plastic strings go through them to hold the track down when it's in the box. So there are some tiny holes in there to keep it in, for little plastic strings to go through to keep it down in the box. So that's the small item that I have to discuss that I got recently. The James and the Trouble with Trees story pack. That's what I'm calling it. The next item I have to discuss was a small lot I got, which featured Hank and these cars. This is actually this was an actual take and play pack called, well, I don't know what it was called, but it featured Hank and some fish shipping cars or whatever. So it featured that pack, the lot did, and it also featured this Thomas, this Percy, and this car, but not this cargo. I'll talk about this cargo on the next item. But anyways, let me talk about Thomas and Percy and the car here. So this is the take and play Thomas. I'll get the take along Thomas that's over here and show you it. Because yeah, you can definitely see the faces are different. This is take along, this is take and play. So, nothing all that interesting or new or special about the Thomas. This is the regular Thomas. This Percy is also take and play. And then this car is pretty much take along. Well, it might be take and play because it says 2009 on there. You can't really see it that good, but it says 2009. It may have been one of the first take and play cars made, because I know like Take Along ended in 2009 when Hero of the Rails was released, because Hero was the last character made for Take Along, I think, or he was the last one to feature a character card or something. I don't know for sure. But anyways, it featured those 3 trains as well as this 4-pack over here. So I'm going to move Thomas and Percy in this car over here, and I'm going to move James as well, so Hank can come over. One other thing I'll point out real quickly is that back in the old days of Take Along, the track was different, as you can obviously see. This makes it look a little more like it could be road track or something. It's got the little traction on the tracks on the rails here to resemble sleepers, but it's just so smooth, like it's flat. It just makes it seem like it could be road or something. But anyways, here's Hank over here. So these cars, like particularly the boat here, are pretty hard to come by. Like they're pretty rare, really rare. And I don't know like how rare a Hank is on eBay or something for Take Along or Take and Play. I don't really know. I don't know. But anyways, I'm pretty much just glad I have a Hank now. So here's Hank, his cow catcher. Like his wooden railway model, the cow catcher makes the front magnet get removed, so he can't couple up to anything from the front. Here's the inside of Hank's cab. I'm going to turn the camera. I mean, there's a bit of shadow in there, but he's got a firebox there, just like the James from the James and the Trouble with Trees. That was one thing that was interesting. The inside of the cabs on Take Along and Take and Play engines are hollow, so you can see like their fireboxes and stuff, but there's no room to fit a small, but there's no figures that are small enough to fit in there, unless you maybe had some like capsule wind-up figures, like from the Capsule Play Rail range, these wind-up engines that featured very small figures. But I'm not gonna, the only figure I have from that range is the Top Hat, but I'm not gonna get him out right now to see if he can fit in there. But anyways, Hank, like many people often wonder, is he blue or purple? He's pretty much blue, because purple would be you could be able to tell if he was purple, I'm sure. But yeah, he's got red stripes and wheels and a cow catcher, blue paint, and white running boards. So he's pretty much got the colors of the American flag, which makes sense because he is an American engine. So yeah, one little fun fact I'll point out about Hank that some may not know was that in development, Hank was originally supposed to like have a mustache or something, but that was removed before he was introduced. So here's Hank's tender here. So yeah. And now on to these fish cars. Okay, so let's bring these cars over. So this blue flatbed has a removable boat. So the boat would definitely be like the rarest thing to find if you wanted this pack on eBay. So yeah, it's interesting to see a boat that's not like Captain or Boat Store. It's interesting to see a regular boat in the take along or take and play range. So yeah, it's plastic. I would imagine it can float in water. So yeah, it's like a small fishing boat or something, I guess. You may notice there are these little holes here, these little triangular holes, that basically on the flatbed here, there are these little arrows on the ends here. So basically these holes go onto the arrows to like keep it in place. So like it's not sliding back and forth if it's going up hills or something. It's going to stay in place with these little triangle holes on in the bottom of the boat, and then the arrows triangles on the flatbed. So yeah, the boat is just plain white and red, no other colors or anything, but it's looks nice enough, I guess. And then on this car here, when I first bought this a lot off of eBay, the cargo was not included, but it came with the cargo when I got it in the mail. So either the seller found it before they sent the item, or they found it sometime after they had listed the item and just never like updated it or something. But the car here is orange with blue on buffer beams. And one thing I do like about the take along and take planes is that their buffers are painted black. But anyways, it says Brenham Fish Market, Hank and the Fishing Cars. That's what it's called. Does this have a name on the bottom? Yep, Hank and the Fishing Cars. That's probably what this whole pack was called. Even though Hank only appeared in one episode and he was never seen moving fish cars or anything. But anyways, it's a blue crate with fish in it. And that's Hank and the Fishing Cars there, along with this Thomas, Percy, and this car, this empty yellow car. This was a small lot I got off of eBay recently, and so that's that item discussed. And we have one more item, but it's a very large group of items. A set from the take-along days that I always wanted when I was younger was the Center Island Quarry set. So this is a set that's based off of the Rusty and the Boulder episode from Season 5. So the set was to include Thomas, hang on, they accidentally called up James there. Oop, almost knocked that over. So it included Thomas, this orange flatbed, which says Center Island Quarry, so that's a nice touch. You can tell that this flatbed is made to work in the quarry. It included this one piece of rock cargo as well as another one, which was this one right here. They're both different shades though, so like this one's probably a bit more used. There's sun damaged or something, I guess, but they have like metal magnets inside them, because when you place them on this flatbed, they are sticking, because you can see it kind of lifts the flatbed up a bit when you raise it, because there's definitely metal and magnets on in the flatbed and in the cargo. So I just put this extra piece of cargo on this car since it was empty. So anyways, the set includes Thomas, the truck, maybe both pieces of cargo, and it also includes boulder here. And this part of the mountain here, it came with some extra tracks, I know for sure, because I don't think the original set included all of this much track. So when I got this lot off of eBay, it came with this stuff, and it came with some extra engines and extra tracks, like I said. So the extra engines and other things that were included were a Herald. I think it says 2002, so I'm assuming this has to be a take-along Herald. It also came with a take-along Birdie and Sir Topham Hatt's car. So Sir Topham Hatt's car, he's hardly ever seen driving it himself, but then it's a closed car. It's not open or anything, so I wonder why. I mean, they probably wanted kids to be able to see Sir Topham Hatt driving it, so it'd be hard to like do a closed version and see Sir Topham Hatt inside it. And then there's Birdie here, and there's Herald. So Herald's propellers are a little bit like damaged or something. Like I think this one, because it's a little pointed, unlike this one. So this one's a little broken on the end. This one's a little bent on the end. I never actually looked at the tail propeller, but this looks good enough. It's not damaged or anything. And so anyways, the other extra trains that were included were a metallic Percy, which is nice. The eyebrows are pretty much worn off though. Yeah, I really liked the metallic engines when they were introduced in the take-along range. They were nice. I have a few of these, like I have a Diesel, Aryan, Bird. I think that's all I have though in metallic take-along engines until now. So I now have a Diesel, Aryan, Bird, as well as Percy and Toby. So yeah, a metallic Toby too. It also came with character cards for Percy, Toby, and I think Birdie and Sir Topham Hatt's car. I don't remember. I put the character cards away with my others. But besides Herald, Sir Topham Hatt's car, Birdie, metallic Percy, and metallic Toby, it also came with a normal James here. So yeah. Anyways, those were all the trains that were included. So it also came with this piece, but I don't know where this comes from. I don't think it's from the set or something. It may have just been something extra that was included in the lot or something. I don't know. So anyways, let me discuss some of the track first. So on this T-switch here, there's this little pile of rocks here in the middle to kind of resemble the middle of the track to help the engine steer easily off to the sides as they try to switch tracks. Now some of the tracks were broken in the listing, and they got a little more broken either when they were sent in the mail, like during shipping, or their journey here, or even when I had them. So like this track has a big hole on it, and it was cracked right there, so I had to use some duct tape on the top and on the bottom to keep it fixed for the most part. And then this track wasn't broken, aside from these parts of the connectors being broken. But then when I was trying to put this together, I was trying to figure out which track goes on which part. So yeah, I was trying to get them together, and I accidentally cracked this one. So I put duct tape on the top and I think the bottom of this one. Yeah, my mistake. Hopefully they'll last well enough. But anyways, and then there's a wall track here. I would think it might go there or something, but I don't know. I just put it over there. But anyways, so the set has boulder fall off the mountain. There's a little sign here that says caution falling rocks, and there's detail on the inside like loading zone, Center Island Quarry, caution falling rock signs, and there's a barrier sign that says Center Island Quarry. It's really neat. And this was one of those nice take-along sets where you could close it up, pack stuff inside it, and be able to carry it because it's got a handle here. Anyway, so this set has Boulder fall off the mountain, and then he does a bit of destruction on his way down. He will knock down the guardrails of the bridge. He will tip over the water tower. And he will knock the house down when he reaches the bottom. So that's a lot of destruction for Harold. I mean Boulder. I mean, he did knock over a water tower and smash a building, a shed, in Rusty and the Boulder. He did go over a bridge, but he didn't knock over any guardrails. But yeah. So, yeah, these things right here are just to like clamp on the edges of the lid here to keep it closed. Anyways, before I make Boulder fall down, let me take them off for a second. So this Boulder is supposed to make noise because it's got an on and off switch for sounds. But I haven't like opened it to put new batteries in, and I don't know if I really plan to do it. But this Boulder is gray, unlike the wooden railway Boulder, which is actually a bit smaller than this Boulder, so that's rather surprising. That's rather surprising and kind of impressive. Considering Take Along is smaller than wooden railway, it's interesting that they would make a Boulder that's bigger than a wooden railway Boulder. But anyways, wow, these things even say caution falling rocks. Does it say it on this side? Yeah, it does. I never noticed that till now. That's very impressive. But anyways, Boulder gets triggered by pressing this thing on the bottom. This caution falling rocks sign. And so when it's pushed, this thing is going to race up and it's going to like push Boulder down. It's going to kind of stick sometimes. So yeah, when it gets stuck, I have to kind of push on it again to loosen it and get it back in place. Now, when I've been doing it a couple of times, whenever Boulder lands on the back here, it's hard enough of an impact to make the guardrails already start tipping over. But yeah, and I've never like rolled any engines down it yet, but I don't know if they will stop because of this hole in the track here. But for now, I'm going to make Boulder fall down, so I'm going to try to get as far back as I can while still being able to reach the trigger button. That was good. So yeah, the guardrails are down. Well, this one's not down all the way. The water tower has tipped, and the house has been broken. So I'm just going to set this back up. Just going to put Boulder off to the side here. And then I'm just going to take Thomas by himself and roll him down and see how he does. Oh, jeez. Was that because of the hole in the track? He kind of more like got caught on the gap between these two tracks. Not the hole, but yeah, let me try again. One time. No, he's definitely hitting a bump or something. Like this part here. Yeah, he's kind of falling off the track a bit. Okay, yeah, I'll stop there. But anyways, oh, got it. Yeah, there we go. But anyways, that is all of the Take Along and Take and Play items I've recently gotten in the mail. So I hope you liked this discussion. It was a pretty long one. But anyways, that's all I've got to show for this discussion video on some old classic Take Along and Take and Play items. Thanks for watching, everyone. Two more things I almost forgot to mention. One, the corner of this case, the mountain, opens up like a door here to allow track to connect to the track inside the mountain, so engines can go in and out of it like a tunnel. I was also going to show the back side here. There's another sign that says caution falling rocks, loading zone Center Island Quarry. And then something else I discovered is that at the top of the mountain here, somewhere on the inside the wall, there's like a little magnet to help keep engines in place. So if I try to get Thomas in the right spot, or maybe this way or something, but there's some kind of magnet in there. Hang on, it's just being a little... Okay, maybe now it'll work because the button was stuck. Yeah, there's a little magnet inside the wall that keeps the engine in place. And then when you press the button inside to release boulder, the engine also gets released. Like that. So yeah, that's pretty much it there for those two things I forgot to show you.